It's on there.
Okay, great. We are going live with Khiara Wack, and she calls herself the superfood chef. I love that title, by the way,
Thank
that
you.
you've given yourself, I guess. And I thought the book was going to be the same name.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, grandmas, please join us tonight. I don't know who's out there, but if you have some time, about 30 minutes or so, we're going to talk to Khiara Wack about her book and about her notoriety as the superfood chef. I want to find out from you, Khiara, when you say superfood chef, does that mean all the recipes only have superfood items in them? Is that it?
Oh, no, absolutely not. It just means that I'm always sprinkling superfoods in all of my meals. Because I do this thing like when people are trying to change their lifestyles and eat healthier, I always tell them, don't be so focused on not eating this, can't eat that. Just try to focus on adding, add superfoods. The more you add to what you're eating already, you will have less room to eat crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then the superfoods, they're like brain food. Like they're super good for you. Superfoods is how I like save my own life, for better words. I was very depressed, high anxiety.
When I read the book, I read some really interesting things about your life, some things that I have experienced myself. Okay, so my next question, you said the superfood is just because that's what kind of saved you in a way, is kind of what I understood you to say. So that means that you also said that you want to encourage people to add those superfoods into their recipes and to their meals. I am I've been meal planning. I think you know that about me. Because the first time I started that was when I got food from you, and the food was really delicious. I just didn't want to eat the same thing over and over and over again. And so I saw one time you had the turkey. What was that with the shells? Oh my God, that was so good. And I was just surprised how good it was because, again, it was one of those things that, it was ground turkey and with pasta with some other things. And I don't even know all the seasonings, but it was delicious.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. It was superfoods in that.
Right, I know, but I don't know what they were, but I still loved it.
Yeah.
And so I want to know, are you planning to do that? Like, for example, your recipes will be 1 week you do this, another week you do that, another week you do that, so that it's different. It's like a rotation.
Yeah, for meal prep, I definitely do that. I switch the meals every week. So that the people are not eating the same thing every week. You know what I'm saying?
So do you post that somewhere? Because I think maybe we probably are not connected on social media, because all I see is just like every now and then I'll see what you're preparing.
I do. I'll post it on all my social media, and then I'll post it on my website too. My website is always on there. I put it on there first.
Okay. So I see that Patricia Moyer has joined us. Hi, Patricia. Patricia is an artist. She is a grandma as well. And then Miss Pamela, Dr. Pamela, actually, Ratliff, is also a grandma who's part of our Grandmas 2.0 group. And so I guess they want to hear some things about what you're doing as well. So I'm going to see if they want to come on and ask a question. If they're on Zoom, they can ask a question, or they can put it in the chat. So I'll give them a minute to do that.
Okay.
Any questions, ladies? Oh, Patricia wants to know, what are superfoods?
Superfoods are basically like the foods that have like the highest nutritional value. They're like the best for you.
Oh, so I know that I've heard that blueberries are.
Yes, blueberries. There are certain foods that I eat every day. Superfoods that I eat every single day. Like blueberries. I eat blueberries and blackberries every day. I eat avocado every day. I eat what else do I eat every day? Sweet potatoes a lot of the times. Dark kale, spinach every day. Like in the morning, I make a smoothie and I put like, so this morning I had banana, kale, mango, hemp seeds, and water. So I start my day with superfoods.
And did you make a smoothie with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I made a smoothie with that. Yes. So basically I create my diet around superfoods. They're in everything I eat. And so I've done it with my son as well. He's only 2, but all he knows is real food.
Okay. He is adorable. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you. He's a handful, but he is cute too.
So how old is he now?
2.
Okay. Well, all 2-year-olds are handfuls, right, Pam? All 2-year-olds for the most part. Yeah. But that's just who they are. That's the fun in them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love exploring.
Keep me on my toes for sure.
Yes, definitely. I know. I don't know if you know this about Monique, but she just had a baby, 3 months now.
Yes, I did. I saw. Congratulations. Yes, ma'am. She is too cute.
Yeah. So I'm excited because I get to play with another baby. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a couple of things about what are some things I read in the book.
Okay.
Why did you call the book a recovery? Tell me about that.
Well, as I was saying before, so you read the book, so you know the story, but I'm going to touch on it a little bit. So when I was in college, I was in a pretty bad domestic violence situation, and it left me like very depressed, very, 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 very bad, to the point where all I was doing was drinking, smoking, like eating whatever, like anything to keep like myself from going crazy. Which actually, now that I'm looking back, that's probably what's making me go crazy. The fact that I was doing all of that stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. So I ended up gaining like 75 pounds, and I felt terrible. And I've always been cooking like pretty much my whole life, but it wasn't until then, I think I was 22, that I realized that food really has an effect on how you feel. Because I was like, I've gained all this weight. I need to start doing something like working out. That's why I started doing CrossFit. I've been doing CrossFit for like 7 years now. So started working out. I was like, I can't just be eating crazy if I'm working out. So then I started to change up what I was cooking. And then I noticed like I was feeling better. I'm like, I started exercising, started eating a little bit better than I was. I started meal prepping, all of that. And I was like, I'm feeling a little better these days. And so that's when I made the connection between, the brain and the gut being directly connected. Everything you eat in your body is going to transform and manifest itself in your mind. And so the title is called that because it was a recovery period for me. And then within the recovery period, I discovered like myself. I discovered who I really am. I discovered what I'm really here to do. And then the autobiography, it's kind of a layered short read, like is you know what I'm saying? And then for edible consumption, that's just like a play on words.
Right. I love that actually. Because it says to me as the reader, you, the person reading, needs to consume what I'm saying here. Yes. Because there's a message here for people. And people, I mean, there's several different audience I see. People who have experienced domestic violence, number
Yes.
one. People who have experienced an obesity, maybe number two.
Yes.
People who maybe do this fluctuating in their weight. What do they call that? Yo-yo weighting or whatever. People who tried diets and didn't work. And also, I'm a victim of this myself, where I work out and I eat. I don't know that I eat right. But I, where I'm thinking I'm eating right, but maybe not, so really focusing in and honing in, because like we heard this, there's this philosophy that you eat to your blood type.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you believe that or not, but or if that's part of your regimen or not. But that is something that I've been trying to do. And I've had some success, but not as much as I thought I would have. As far as the weight loss and as far as feeling better. And I love that you shared things like, you shared things about your pregnancy and how you changed your eating habits prior to that. And then, also some other instances in your life and time. So I really love all of that you were very open and authentic with that.
Extremely open. I feel like that's the only way to really help people. Like I had to really tell the story, like how it is. Like people wonder, like, how did I get to this point? Like what brought me here? Why am I so healthy? How do I do this every day? And this is really why, because if I stray from, what I know is going to help me, like the exercising and the eating right, it's going to mess up my mind. Like if I feed myself stuff that I know is not right, it's not real food, I'm gonna feel it immediately. And then it has an effect on my everyday.
Yeah, incredible story. Patricia was saying this is good to know. I don't know if she's talking about the superfood thing or just all of this in general, because actually all of it is good to know, if you ask me. Yeah, it really is. So one of the things that you said is that I really like. You said everything you consume can affect your health as a woman. So everything. So that includes if you do the alcohol and the drugs and all that, in addition to the foods and the bad foods, the good foods and all that really affects your health. And I think we know that more so than ever before. Because now for me, I grew up in the South, and in the South, you eat everything that's on your plate, good, bad, and ugly. Okay, good, bad, and bad for you. But you eat it. That's just how it was. And so you get used to doing that. But now we have an opportunity to select the food. So if we choose superfoods versus those bad foods or whatever, so it's a new day. And I think that's kind of the approach. And I had to come to that kind of realization that I cannot eat the things that I ate when I was growing up. That I have to be very intentional about what I eat. Because I noticed that some things make me feel bad. You're right. I do notice that.
Yeah. And with Jackson, my son, I wanted to set the foundation for him, like as soon as he could eat. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want him to think that eating the normal American diet is normal. Because it's not normal. It's normal for a lot of people, but it's not normal and it's not healthy because it's setting you up to have so many problems later on. So I had to get that in him soon as I could. You know what I'm saying? And I know that that's going to stick with him as he grows.
So yeah, we are as a society, oh my God, we terribly. I know now I think I told you this, I've been doing the meal planning. So the last thing I made were these stuffed peppers. And I put the ground turkey and all that stuff in. Oh my God, it was so delicious. I'm just surprised at how good the food is, to be honest with you. And it always surprises me that it's so delicious, even though it's good for me. Like I said, I grew up with, eating certain kinds of food. And so when I eat food that are good for me, I'm like really shocked that it tastes good too.
But that's the thing that a lot of people think. They think that just because it's healthy that it's nasty. And I'm like, y'all think I'm just eating nasty food all day, every day? No, it's good. Like after a while, it's like once you program yourself to like not eat, program your body and your mind to know that to be receptive to what you're eating. You do it for so long, your body is not gonna want the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to affect the way that you feel. And your mind, your body is gonna know, like, oh, I can't eat that. I'm gonna feel crazy if I eat that. Like, and that's what I want people to understand. Like, once your body makes the switch, that's when you have to really like keep doing it, because you're changing. Your body's changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can feel that. I really do. One other thing in the book that I like, well, there's several things, but another thing is, you said most of the foods that you should eat should come from the perimeter of the store.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, wow, I never really thought about that. So like the produce section, right? You go down, I'm just thinking about my local store that's a couple miles from me. And when I read that, I thought about that. I'm like, so that definitely includes the produce. But the stores change all the time. But what else would you say would be a part of that? Because you know how some stores are. So what else would you say other than the produce section?
Basically what I mean is like, you got your produce, you most likely have your meats along some wall. You have your milks, like the dairy section is back there. Basically, you shouldn't be going down the aisles for anything if it's not like rice, like grains, like obviously children have snacks, but you shouldn't be like, the majority of your cart should be filled with the outside stuff. It shouldn't be full of all the boxed and the bag stuff that you gotta that's processed and this and that. That shouldn't be what you're eating.
Well, that's good to keep in mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's something, if you like, I go to the store a lot and I'll just like go through stuff and just like pick up things and look at the labels, and I'll see something that says protein this high, like vegan or like keto, but certain words like that, it'll jump out at consumers and they're like, oh, this is healthy. It says vegan on here. It says keto on here. This means it's healthy. No, it doesn't at all. Like flip it over, look at the ingredients, look at the percentages of what is in it. Like the sodium is probably sky high. You know what I mean? They have all of these additives and the ingredients probably you can't even explain or like pronounce.
Yeah. Yeah. So Brianna says that foods that have the preservative, that's what fills the middle.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it, Brianna.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. So basically stay away from those, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what about this? So tell us about so you talked about like the 65-pound gain, right? It happened to you, 60, 75 pounds. What kind of things were you eating to cause that?
Everything. Everything that I wasn't supposed to be eating. You could catch me at any local bar like every day. Like, I mean, literally every day.
So we're going beyond chips and things like that.
I was just eating whatever. This is before I realized that I was in control. I could control it. So I didn't know. I was just eating whatever. I was ignorant to this whole thing. I had no idea.
Yes.
This was like back in 2012. So it's been a long time since then. So now I'm completely in the know. But back then I was eating whatever. I was eating pork. I was eating beef. I was eating pasta, all types of unhealthy stuff, whatever. Drinking alcohol, just doing whatever.
And so, the other thing that you said, loving yourself comes from the inside. And so that to me says that the things you put inside your body, right? says that, oh, how I interpreted this. Now I could be wrong, but I'm one of those kind of people that like to read something and say, now what does that really mean? Right.
Mhm.
So I was thinking loving yourself comes from the inside. So what you put in the inside says whether or not you love yourself.
Absolutely. That's definitely how I feel about it.
Mm.
Like, if you know, obviously it's if you know. If you're ignorant and you don't know, that's different. But if you know and you're still just doing whatever, because honestly, like, the government has us to the point where they know what to feed us online. They know what to feed us, like, in the store, so that we will buy what they want us to buy. Like I was just saying, the stuff that they trying to get us to buy is not healthy. It's the same thing. Like, they have like frozen dinners. They have dinners that say keto, vegan, like this and that, like trying to say it's healthy, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? So you have to like really do your own research and as education, trying to figure it out, because if you really going by what they're telling us, they're not telling us the truth. You know?
Are you going to come out with the superfood recipe book?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good.
Good.
It's definitely only book number 1.
Okay, excellent. I think that would be great. I'd love to read that too. The other question that I have for you, I want you to tell us about CrossFit.
CrossFit. Yes. CrossFit is basically like a crossover between like weightlifting, gymnastics, all types of different types of workouts, and they combine them into one. And it's just like the best workout I've ever done. Like, I feel when I was pregnant and I couldn't do it, like at the end, I worked out my whole pregnancy up until like week 37. But from that week up until like my 6-week mark, I was like so upset because I couldn't work out. It's like a mental thing. But you have like the runner's high when you work out. You just feel amazing when you finish working out. It's like that. And then it's like, it's a mental, like it tests your mental toughness. Like, it makes you persevere because it's so hard. So the things that I learned in CrossFit mentally, it transfers into my regular life.
That makes sense. So are you going to be a personal trainer? Because I thought I read that.
I'm going to, I'm getting certified to coach CrossFit.
Excellent.
To coach CrossFit.
Okay.
As we speak.
Okay. Excellent. So let me know when that happens. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
There was something you said. Now we're going to turn our conversation to Jackson, which is the cutest thing ever.
I can bring him on if you want.
I've always loved his pictures on, is it Facebook or Instagram that you?
Both.
Both. Okay. Yeah. I love his picture. That is the cutest baby.
I can bring him on if you want in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. That would be great. Yes.
I got you.
So something you said about mom guilt, and I just want you to know, as a mom and a grandma, that does not go away. Okay.
Man. Oh yeah. I can bring him on.
That is a forever thing. So my kids are 30. Yeah. So that doesn't go away. Okay. Does not go away. And I love the letter to Jackson I love that.
I just want him to know that I'm really trying to set the foundation for his whole life. Like, I want him to know that he can do anything he want to do. I'm gonna make sure he can get it done. Like, there's gonna be nothing in his way. Obviously, you're gonna have your own problems in life in general, but I'm gonna make his way as easy as it could be.
Yeah. And that's what we all want for our children. We want the best. But you're right. It's our job to set that foundation. Definitely is our job. So, it reminded me, the letter reminded me of this book. Are you familiar with this book called Brown Boy Joy?
I feel like I've heard it, but I haven't read it.
Yeah, it's by, I think her name is Tamisha, but it's spelled like Tom, Thom first, and then it's Misha on the end. So Tamisha Brooke. Is that right? Booker. So I wrote it down so I can make sure I would say it right. But it's called Brown Boy Joy. And it is the cutest book about a little black boy, a little brown boy. And the mother said something very similar. I want you to be whatever you want to be. Maybe you'll be an engineer. Maybe you'll be a doctor. Maybe, just talking about all these different things that the baby might be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really good book. And it's, I think 2020, I think it was written, I think. So a real current book, but really beautiful book.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, please do, because it's a great little book to read to your child, especially your boy child. Yeah.
Ma'am.
So let's see if people have questions again. We'll do that. We'll pause for a minute, see if people have questions.
Okay.
Okay, Brianna, I know you have questions. You've been posting a lot. So let's see. You have a question, Brianna? You can put it in the chat for us.
I had a question in the chat. Marsha, this is Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, I'm really enjoying this presentation and all this good information. I've already asked how I can get the book, and what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Khiara.
Khiara has shared that, so I'm certainly going to do that. I put, what is the best way to prepare your superfood meals for the week? I think my issue is that I start out with good intentions, but if I don't have the ingredients that I need to, to make a meal, then I kind of will punt back to what I know. So what do you do in terms of prepping for this? Because obviously you have to do some kind of preparation to eat like this. So yeah, that's my question.
Well, as you know, I meal prep as one of the things that I do with my business. I meal prep for other people, but for myself, honestly, and for Jackson, I've gotten to the point where I keep like all of the superfoods on hand.
Oh.
It's certain things that I'm always gonna have in my kitchen. So like on any given day, if I need to make Jackson something to eat or myself, just go in the refrigerator and put something together.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm gonna have it. Like I know to keep certain things in there.
So you already have it ready, and you don't have to worry about trying to fly to the grocery store and get something.
Because I'm already stacked up.
You're stacked. I hear you. Do you shop on a monthly basis, or how do you?
I go at least once a week because I have a lot of fresh produce, so I can't do it so much at once.
Okay.
But at least once a week, I go restock on the produce and stuff like that. Make sure I got the meats and the seafood and whatever else. And I'm good for the week.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Also, an observation that I made when you were telling your story, which is definitely a profound story. And because many people are challenged with domestic violence. I heard a quote. It made me think of this quote. I heard it. It could have been from a commercial. I don't remember, but it said, "It's not what you're eating, but it's what's eating you." And I think if people can make the connection with why they eat or overeat to what's going on with them, that's where you can have your greatest success, I would think. What would you say about
the psychology behind it? It's like you have to have a good relationship with food, because if you don't, you can't trust yourself to do the right thing. Like the point of eating is to eat to nourish your body. It's not meant, obviously it's meant to be enjoyable, but it's not meant to, you shouldn't be tired after you eat. You shouldn't be ready to go to sleep. Like, I'm so sleepy. Like, you should literally be energized and ready to keep going throughout the day. Think about us on Thanksgiving. Yeah. But think about that though. That's like how a lot of us eat all the time.
Yeah. We call it itis after we eat.
It's like nothing about it is healthy. Nothing about the way it's cooked is healthy. Like it's just all terrible. So yeah.
Here you go.
I love that quote, Pam.
I'm trying to remember where I heard it. It was a good quote. I thought it's not what you're eating, it's what's eating
What's
you.
eating you? Yeah, that's an excellent
Like,
quote.
wow.
I have to look
Yes.
that up and find out where it's from.
Yeah, that's a good one. And it also makes me think about now how they're using programs like Noom. You hear they're always advertising that. And I think that, that kind of speaking to that people say they lose the weight. Once they lose the weight of whatever's going on with them, they start to lose weight after they deal with that part of it. The psychology that you said again.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Any other questions?
Yeah, so I don't know. The other questions?
You've got some I see some here on Facebook.
Yeah, someone saying overeating leaves us miserable. That is so true.
Yes, super miserable.
Yeah, it really does. Yes, oh God. The other thing is with the foods,
I see some.
I would love to see, you know how what is it, Weight Watchers, and they have all the meals and that sort of thing. Do you think, Khiara, that you're going to do something like that? So, for example, put together weekly plans for people, because, I know you're going to do CrossFit training, right? But are you also going to do something with nutrition training? Because to me, those two go hand in hand.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I am a nutrition coach as well.
Okay. Okay. See, I didn't know that about you. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna share my website in this chat right here. So
okay. Okay. Please do. Yes.
Let's take a look. Yeah, I have a couple of programs on there.
Okay. Excellent.
Nutrition wise, absolutely.
So yeah, you put it in there already.
Yes, ma'am. Okay,
perfect. Thank you. Because I know for me, lately I've been working out 4 to 5 days a week, and I've been meal planning. And what I do is I plan my breakfast. I prepare it like on Sunday. I get my, and I stick to it. I stick to it so bad, it drives my husband crazy. But I told him, I said, you can eat some of this. You don't have to not eat this. There's enough. But he chooses not to. So I'm like, okay, kid, you're on your own then. And then for dinner, I make my meal for dinner as well. But that middle meal, that's where I mess up. I don't do anything for lunch. And I don't know why that is, because I'm like, what should I do for lunch? I can't figure out what I want to do for lunch.
Easy. All you gotta do is I would just grab keep salad stuff on hand and just throw a salad together and top it with some protein. Make some chicken breast, turkey, whatever you like to put on your salads, or salmon or whatever. Keep the salad stuff on hand, spring mix, kale, whatever, tomatoes, cucumber, onion, keep it in there.
And I buy it, but then I never get a chance to. And I think it's my schedule. I need to be a little bit more intentional about that middle meal of the day. Yeah. That's where I'm messing up. Yeah, it's that middle meal of the day.
Pack it the night before. Just throw it together the night before.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah, put it together the night before. And then I was doing the smoothie sometime, but then again, I wasn't consistent. But I've been more consistent with breakfast and dinner. But it's my lunch where I'm having the problem. So I'll try to improve on. I definitely will improve on that, because I want to see the difference in how I feel.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's the thing. Okay. Any other questions, you guys?
I'm gonna go grab Jackson.
Okay, perfect.
Right back. Hi, Boo Boo. Say hi. Are you gonna say hi?
Say hi.
Hi, Jackson. How are you?
Say how are you?
You say I.
What a beautiful picture, you two. Oh my God, that's so adorable.
Oh, he wants to sit in the chair like mommy.
Yes. Look, he's trying to operate the screen and everything, girl.
Yes. Stop, you're gonna fall right here. Here we
So,
are.
Khiara, if you check the chat, someone's talking about the air fryer. I don't know what you want to say about that.
What did they say?
It just said, yeah, they said they love the air fryer.
I actually don't even have an air fryer, and I've never used one. So I feel like I can't even speak about it because I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess I'm old school.
Uh-huh. Well, we have one. My husband loves it because he likes to put wings in it.
Mhm. You want to get down? Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah, okay. So now what would you, for grandmas, so most of us on here, well, most of us in our group are grandmas. So I wanted to have you on so that you can speak to grandmas and kind of give us some advice. Grandmas, sometimes when we say grandmas, people think we're talking 80-year-old people. We're talking grandmas.
Oh, I already know it's a new age.
40 up to, whatever. But what advice would you give? Because, for women, sometimes after we get a certain age or a certain stage in our life, it gets a little harder, for losing weight, working out and all that.
Mm-hmm. I would just say definitely be intentional. Set a schedule. Like say, if you say you're going to work out this many times a week, pick the days before the week starts and stick to it.
Okay.
Then with the food, this boy, Jackson.
3 ABCs.
Yes, that is ABCs on the keyboard. Good job.
3 ABCs, pick up.
Yeah. For the food, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like you have to want to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a decision. So it's like, once you know better, it's easier for you to do better. But it's like, you have to want to do it.
And I guess you have to want it bad enough because,
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. And so with your superfoods in your smoothies, give us an example. What that would be? What would be in your smoothie?
Let's see. Banana, walnuts, kale or spinach, or some type of leafy green. It don't have to be one of those. A dark leafy green. I put bananas in most of my smoothies because I don't add sweetener or juice, so it kind of like it gives it like the sweetness, so that. And then I always put some type of dark leafy, some type of dark berry in it as well, like blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, something like that.
Okay.
So it kind of, I jumpstart my day with the superfoods.
No, stop it,
Jackson.
Okay.
Stop it.
All right. So
I don't put juice in them.
Okay, I was gonna ask, that was gonna be the next question. Water or juice? You said water. Okay.
No.
All right. Okay, Jackson. So Brianna's asking, how do you balance meal prepping, work, mommy mode, and eating healthy?
I don't put juice in them. Okay, I was gonna say, man, that's a good question. I'm very strategic with my time. I make sure that, because I know for me, if I don't have my stuff prepared, my day is gonna be ruined. I've gotten myself to the point where I'm so on schedule with stuff that it's become second nature now. You know what I mean? But when I was trying to eat healthy, just starting out, I had to give myself grace, obviously. And I'd be like, okay, you need to make sure that you're doing right this many days a week. It's it's been a stepping stone process, kind of like stairs. As time goes on, I get better and better and better.
And there were a lot of people during the pandemic, well, although we're still in it, but early, I say early in the pandemic, that a lot of people, they were talking about, oh, the pandemic weight. I didn't gain any weight during the pandemic. I did a lot of, I made sure that I continued to work out, and there were virtual workouts and that sort of thing. And I even continued to eat my food, So I tried really hard to be intentional, and it's a full-time job.
Definitely.
Full-time
it
job.
is.
It is not something that's easy to do, but again, it's something that if you want to, have a better life,
Yeah,
move around without.
The idea is to have is to improve the quality of your life. Like, because if you're sick and then you're depressed, you're gonna have hard days. You know what I'm saying? And the superfoods and just eating right. Jackson, relax, calm down, son.
So
your life you're gonna have hard days. You know what I'm saying?
I want to know if there's any last thing that you want to share with us, Khiara. Now, you put your website in the
yes, ma'am.
Chat. Okay. And
I'll
so
tag my Instagram.
Okay. And then you help people with their nutrition, planning their meals, whatever. You cook the food, and guys, the food is delicious. Okay. Oh my God. And so I can attest to that because I've eaten the food. And I just want to tell people that you're a local here in the Newport News area of Virginia.
Ma'am.
So not far.
And I have meal prep clients from
Brianna, they're both from Richmond area. So, that's not really far. What else would you like to say to add about you and, about your book and your services that you offer?
Services. I'm about to start a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I'm getting ready to start vlogging probably before this year is over. So, but that's going to be tagged on my website. It'll be on there.
Okay.
Have nutrition services, meal prep. I do pop-ups, presentations, pretty much you name it. If you need some type of anything to do with nutrition and food, I can do it.
Okay.
Especially the educational piece.
Okay, great. Okay. I'd love to have you on again because, especially with the new year starting, because I think people need to hear this message at that time, because a lot of times people are changing their mindset, around that time of the year for whatever reason. And so that might be another good opportunity for us if you're willing to do it. So
absolutely. Just let me know.
Please, let's make sure that we are connected. I know I see you on Instagram. I'm not sure if I'm following you or not, but I think I tried to do that tonight just to make sure. But I wanna make sure that I get some of the meals, so I know what meals you're planning in advance, so I can put my orders in.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. Any more questions, guys, before we close out?
Yes.
Yes, Jackson, what's your question?
Jackson, you want to say good night?
Say good night.
Good night.
I think I missed the part about the meals that you do. Do you sell meals or what?
Yes, I do. I do meal prep every week. I change the menu every week. So typically you have to order by Thursday for Sunday pickup, Sunday evening pickup. So that's every week. I do meal prep every week. Sometimes I do pop-ups where I have I'll do a family meal. I'm making this on Thursday. Put your order in if you would like a pan, but that's kind of just a random thing. But the meal prep is every week consistently.
What does that look like, meal prep, when you say for a customer? What is it that you do again?
It's basically I'm preparing your lunches and your dinners for the week.
Oh, wow.
So that you don't have to worry about it.
And everything in there is healthy food.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, ma'am.
That sounds wonderful.
And it's delicious, Pam.
It's good. Oh, that's even better.
Yes, it's so good. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to share the link to your book on Amazon?
Yes, ma'am. Let me get ready to do that right now before I forget. Let's see. I'll do that right now.
Yeah, Rose says it is good. Yes, it is, Rose.
Jackson, please sit down.
I can't be the boy. Sit down.
Excuse him, guys. Sorry.
Fine.
We all have, well, I don't know about everybody on here has kids, but I know I have kids, grandkids. I understand. We don't get phased by that at all.
I'm trying to find. Stop, Jackson.
We want to give you time so you can do that. So with that, I don't want to ask you anything at this point. Just to,
Let's see. There's the link.
you put it in there? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, Khiara and Jackson, thank you guys for your time this evening.
Promise.
We
He said,
really
"No problem."
appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm glad that we were able to do this and share this information with my group. And again, I'd like for us to do that again, maybe sometime in January. I'll reach back out to, is it Quinnell?
No.
Yes, I'll reach back out to him. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye,
so
Jackson.
much. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right.
All right,
y'all
take
so
care.
much.
Thank you guys. On behalf
Bye-bye.
of Grandma's 2.0, thank you so much. I hope you really enjoyed this.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.